Pep, there's still a week and a half to go of the transfer window. Do you still think there might be other players coming in, or are you happy with what you've got now?
Maybe.
Is the sort of defensive midfielder is one that we talk about?
I don't tell you, I don't know.
You don't know. But it's a possibility. I mean, what are the options if you don't sort of sign somebody?
No, listen, I said 1 week ago, so we are who we are. You can play as it's fine. We should, again, we should do it because for normal circumstances, we delay the previous season because the previous season we are not so active in the last transfer market. In the transfer market, we were not so active because we were the champion for many years and being so consistent in many situations, and immediately occur what would happen, we didn't expect it. And we decided instead to do it in summer, we should do it. We do it now. What's going to happen, I don't know. So we will see.
James McAtee, Pep has played in the last 6 games. He's featured in the last 6 games. There's still a lot of speculation he might leave. Just the fact he's played in the last 6 games, does that suggest you want him to stay here?
I would love to stay here. I repeat the game, so it was not the last 4 or 5 months in Sheffield, quite often playing. And I was the one who relied on him to stay, to come back. So I want him to stay. But what's going to happen, like in the potential new coming, so I don't know.
Hi, Pep. Kyle now has almost officially gone. Could you just say how much you're missing this season? Because, it's another defender gone, experienced defender. And could you just give a few words on what he's meant to Manchester City and to you personally?
Joe, thank you so much for the 7 years have been with us and the man of trophies, that inconsistency and being a very important figure. So I said personally to him, I said personally in front of the group, wish him all the best for him, his family, and that's all.
And you miss him actually in a playing sense for the rest of the season? Hard to replace.
He decided to leave.
Pep, just on a couple of questions on Khusanov. How long have you been aware of him and his talents and the club as well?
Well, since the beginning of the season, when we make meetings with Chicky and all the people, say the potential players in every position, and they start to talk about him. For the situation with John, like Nathan, and of course Manu and Ruben have, so we should go to the market. And the people say this is a potential player for the conditions for the next years, because all the players we didn't sign for 1 year, so they are a big years to come here, and that's why we decided to do it. We saw his specific qualities that we didn't have or we don't have, and I'm pretty sure it's going to help us. And of course, he's young, he's going to learn, like Victor, like Omar, to understand happen in time. But of course, it always is better to do it in summertime, to have the process of the preseason. But as much we have a new players, to have more potential being in the bench or potential playing every 3 days, that is important for us.
I think he's used to playing in the middle position of a 3 in defence. Where do you see him in your team? I know it's early days, but can he play anywhere across that defence?
Yeah, I think he can play in central right back, can play in the back 3 in the right, can play in right back in 3 in the back in the middle, so can play in different positions, yeah.
Khusanov is obviously a very, very quick player. I think that he's been clocked as quick as Kyle Walker in his prime. Is the sort of pace something that maybe you need that little bit of extra energy, especially in midfield, if you're looking at other players?
I don't think that just the speed for Khusanov is going to solve our problems. Can help us. Of course, his speed is important when you do it, but against Paris Saint-Germain, we run more than them. No problems with the ball. So people have a spirit and do it. Of course, we are not the most defensive team, but what would define our team is what we're doing the ball. Everyone runs, but we are not an incredible defended team. But always we're on the ball, and when the ball, we were good in Ipswich, but this season is what we miss. So What we have to do is pass the ball more. So we want to run too quick. We want to make the actions without pause, without our composure with the ball. If you have the ball and you don't pass properly the ball to the opponent, your mate, and you mate another one, everything is so difficult. And after that, you have to, when that's happened, and you lose balls that normally didn't happen in the past, what happened? You have to win more duels. And we are not created for that. You see the team, Savinhos and Dokus and Kevin and even Phil and even Gunther right now or whatever, any team, any, in the 20 in the Premier League are better than us. Are better. So today, the statistics, how many kilometers run, how many that, now we are run more than ever in these 9 years comparing the opponents. At football, people is confused not about that. It's what you do with the ball. The other one is the spirit, it's heart. And when you run more than the opponent, they have heart, they have spirit. But you have to do it better with, of course you have to run. Of course, now the teams comparing I arrive is unbelievable. When I arrive, all the keepers long ball. Now all the keepers are central defenders. And all the meters make the central defenders wide, and they make a process. They come a lot of players. Everyone is in the pocket, and and the people now, you are struggle more to regain the ball than wasn't before when I arrived 9 years ago. You've been McAtee, the ball was for us. Now you have to sweat it. But what is the problem when you had the ball? Is the problem. So when I said they were better, we were better for that. So to define our team is the ball. They hired me as a manager for that, and now we are struggling in that terms. You have to recover. Otherwise, we will not qualify for the Champions League next stage. We are not qualified for the top 5. And it's going to, I know he's so curious, interesting to know we're going to qualify for the Champions League. We are not going to win the Champions League. Many big clubs in this team, like Chelsea right now, for example, is not in the Champions League. United is not the Champions League. Can happen to us? Yeah, definitely can happen to us. Not being there. But we have to try to do it because we are in time. We are in time to qualify for the Champions League. We are in time to the Premier League fight. For the FA Cup final, is recover who we are. What will we do with the ball? Do better process in the build-up, do better process in it. And maybe we have to change something to, to make them with the ball comfortable, the shape or something. But the essence will be the same. But maybe we have to do something to help them to make it comfortable. Because I said a month ago, what's happening is we are not playing, something I'm missing. Something I'm missing. And I have to discover it quick. But the players, when I said that, they run a lot. So, but they play better. But for the intensity, they are more physical, they're strong. Yeah, but him and Brighton and Bournemouth and all the teams are physical better than us. For the age, for many things. Even the toughest of quickest and stronger players that we had decide to leave the club. So we have to recover what we are, what we do with the ball. Knowing that it's more difficult because before never team made man marking. The first team I said years ago make a man marking was Neil Warnock in Cardiff, I remember. And we suffered. And after Atalanta with Gasperini. And he made us cool. And now everyone doesn't matter. I remember people came here in Etihad, stay back, leave the process. Now change. Everyone come here, doesn't matter, man to man. They just jump to Ederson, Stefan. So then you have to adapt. And you have to adapt, do it better with the ball. Otherwise, you will make happy not qualify for the Champions League.
Hi, Pep. You said earlier that you were originally thinking that you'd need to sign 3 or 4 players in the summer, and now because of the injuries, you've signed them now. I mean, these 3 players you've signed, are they ones that 3 or 4 months ago you already had in mind for the summer, or have you had to change plans?
No, the market evolves. Your needs, basically is your needs. If you have all the central defenders fit, we will not have central defenders signing. So,
but I mean, you often don't. There are some players who you can't get in a January market. Has it been the case you sort of had to look in particular for people who are available here and now?
Listen, it's what it is. The market is, I said, there's a evolving, come here, there. Now we decide these players for the problems that we had all the season, and we bring it here for not just for 3 months, for 1 month. And they will have time to adapt, they will have time to play not good, but it's coming for time. It's going to help us because last game we have 5-6 players for the academy, And to compete every 3 days there, you need players. So I know the people say, they have to buy again. Yeah, all the teams, they have success, you have to go to the markets, everything. I said many times, the biggest teams in this country for 2 decades, 3 decades, spend more than the other ones. And the last years, you saw, the last 5 years, we were in 11 spend net. The last season, we were not, because the team was good, was healthy, and was consistent, and make something the team have never, ever a team has done. So that's why I'm the only one in this club, maybe. I'm the one in this beautiful room in all around the world that rely on my team like unbelievably. But you have circumstances that we cannot handle it, and we need players you cannot play without. And now, we have that, and recover some patterns, some visualize the players, or make them feel that they are much, much better. Because, listen, we are not going to qualify. We are going to make maybe this month or month and a half or 2 months that we have for longer at the end of the season. Never, never will have any doubt about these players or this club, what we have done, what we have, and we will do. And I know, because when we are leaving all the clubs around the world, the teams around the world, it's happened. I didn't expect in that position, being the Champions League or qualify, be in the position there. But in the beginning I would not think we could not qualify between the 24, and we can be out. If we know in the Bruges, that of course is already a strong team. But circumstances happen this season. Arrive in the right moments in the Champions League, and we were not there for many, 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 many reasons. And okay, still we have lucky to have in our hands the last chance. In Champions League, still maybe qualify 4 teams, maybe qualify 5 teams for the Champions League next season, and still we are there. We have a tough calendar, We are not the best position circumstances, absolutely. I'm not stupid enough to know how is our standard, what are our standards and level. Everybody knows it. And we have to do diagnosis and have to help the players to the guys. Now you are better than you believe. Still, I believe they are a fantastic group of players, a fantastic team, like we have proven, and we are defined with these players. These players in 7, 8, 9 years, most of them for 2 months. The results, bad results, are going to change the opinion. What they have done in 9 years, nothing, never, ever, ever is going to happen. I have much love, respect, and the legacy that this club has done, the joy for me personally and all the people around the city, family, that we have done it. So we know that. I saw it many times. 3 months ago, 2 months, the season we're going to suffer. Smell it. And it's happened. And it's going to happen. When I said Edward Young is back, or against Leicester is back, take time. So still, next season we'll be back, really. Now it's a question to survive, to qualify, to fight for the title if it's possible if we arrive. Otherwise, accept that the reality is completely different that we had the last year, 8, 9 years. So the normality is what we have done. That I'm pretty sure of that. And that made me realize even better now that what we have done was exceptional. Exceptional. Anyone can cope with that so far. Maybe in the future. But no one. Now is accept the reality. In as much you accept it, that we are not in that, but never forget who we are, how good we are, we will move forward. And hopefully tomorrow with our people. We need more than ever now, madam. I think these players give to the joy, to be pride, for our club, and they have to help us, because it will be a tough game tomorrow. It will be incredible tough game in Wednesday, and all the games will be like that. So we have to do it together.
That's one, guys. Mike, given where you were, would finishing in the Champions League places be like winning a trophy?
Sorry?
Given where you were in this team was earlier in the season, would finishing in the top 4 be like winning a trophy? Yeah. The equivalent achievement?
Equivalent achievement, no, because we are due, but there are seasons that there are a lot of difficulties, how you stand up, how you stay here, and do it, and you achieve it. I remember, Jose, I know the reality United, when I said many times, finish second in that time was the biggest success. I understand completely. When Rod is here, when also the defender is here, when many players are all there, we will fight. We will not be at 25 now. In the Champions League, or we will not. The team is exceptional. I think, because it's quite similar, it's really, really good. You have pride and good. But now, sometimes you leave these kind of situations, and when you leave these situations and you achieve, of course, is a bigger success. But I think the hierarchy, the sport directors, the CEOs, the players knows that will be good, because sometimes life give you circumstances. Ruben is never injured, and now play 1-2 games is injured. Nathan and John cannot be sustained like in some period of the year of the travel. John play all the games. Now we can't, and the teams are defined. I said many times when we had success, that belongs to the players. Players create the ideas and everything good, but now we didn't have it that season. And you have to, with the new players and everyone, and still with that, recover and set, change, especially here, the momentum in our minds that we can do it.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you.